Now I'm super low though. Hey,
The problems of being on live stream.
I know, right? This is actually I don't even know if it's working. I don't think it's working cuz it would tell me that I was able to dashboard, but I'm not. Ooh. What are you doing to me, Twitch? What are we doing today? What is this? What's happening? Why do you say I'm live but I'm not live? Here's how we tell if we're live. First of all, let me take this off. Um, um, oh, wait, hey, look at this. We're actually live, Ash.
Oh,
Oh my God. This thing is going to be the death of me one day. Hey, look at this. It's me looking at myself. Wow. Yeah, okay. Hello. Yo, TJ in the chat. My boy.
hi.
Yeah, what's up, man? We're just on this right now. I said that I would put a little bit of music on here, and before we get to talking, dude, we're chilling, man. TJ said, "What's up?" We're
Oh
chilling.
yeah, we're
Um, we're chilling in the new apartment. Part of the podcast is like me updating uh on like what the fuck is going on with us. But we moved. We I've been making music, and I have been making music in the way of Ableton, because they got a free Ableton for like 90 days right now, and it's fucking awesome. Uh, I feel very creative and feel very. Oh my god, there's like seven. He made so many versions of this song. Um, so I've been doing a lot of music, which is cool. I've been, you know, doing my shit. TJ, if you guys don't know, go look him up. TJ, I don't know what your SoundCloud is, but this will go in the video on demand. So plug that shit so I can say it. But yeah, so TJ played a DJ set.
yeah. You told me about it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Titanium Jones, that guy. Um, yeah, I haven't played any sets, but I've been like compiling music for this basically and to release some, but my worst fears have been realized that like I don't hate the music. So so it's my worst fear because I know cuz then I'm like, "Oh man, now I have to go back to this 9,000 times and make sure that it is actually something." And seeing how TJ is pretty much the only one watching right now, uh, I'm gonna play it for him so that I don't have to play it for a ton of people.
Remember, that's mine.
Oh God, it is yours. Did I? I didn't drop my thing in yours, right?
No.
No. Here it is. We're gonna pull it down. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff with music lately, which has been sick. It's been awesome to like to get back into it every day. Like that's what I've really been doing. I've been getting into it every day. And you want it to be, you want it to come out every day like super sick. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. I drew something really great, or made something really great. And it's not always like that. Also, this might be super loud. So, apologies. No, I have the desktop audio low. So, what? Whoa. Whoa. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this. Will it play? No, it's not even. Ableton is not fucking with me right now. Is it working? It's not working. I don't even think it's gonna be loud, TJ, because I can't get it to play. It won't play the samples that
Just play it through
should
the
be in here.
computer and they'll hear it.
Play it through the computer
That
on a
computer.
microphone.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. The guerrilla tactics of producing with no money. Okay. So we're gonna see how this goes.
Hopefully it doesn't feed back, but
Nah, I'm turning the monitors down,
okay.
so it can't feedback. Try to feedback now. Haha. There's no sound. Okay. Here's the bit. Or not. Played myself. Nah, it's not even Ableton's playing me, 'cause the audio isn't set up. You hate to see it. Oh, I could do it through loopback? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. No, I know it's in the audio preferences. It was hooked up to this and then I detached it. But here we go. Nope. It's not loud enough, Ash.
Why would it not be loud enough?
Cause it's not good. It's a tiny speaker in the back. Yeah, it's not picking up any of that. Hate to see it. Well, I will figure that out at another time. I'm just gonna export the audio. Whatever. I'm gonna export the whole audio. See if I care. See if I care that this mix isn't finished.
Okay.
I do, but don't tell people. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Oh gosh.
I know this is not going well. This is not going well at all.
It's not going well.
No,
at
it's
all.
not going well at all. That's fine. That's what these are for. That's why it's not. That's why I didn't call it a podcast, because my podcast actually has a format and is like well put together sometimes. Only sometimes. Only sometimes. I think it downloaded now. Here we go. We'll see if this works. Are you gonna play? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Ah. I tried. It might just. It does sound like something. Look, TJ's hearing it. That's the important part.
Is he?
TJ, are you actually hearing this? Okay, sick. Thank you. Thank you, man. It's definitely not finished. And Ash has heard it, so she knows what it
This is
sounds
the
like.
one with the whole put a lot of voices.
Yeah, this is the one with a bunch of voices. I could play it on this one to show you, but yeah, it's cool. Actually, I'll let the last bit play through.
And then we should actually start a podcast.
Yes, then we'll start a podcast.
I thought we needed us, but then you needed love, but then you needed blood, and then you fucked and did and came back for love.
Yeah, so that's basically it. The ending is just like it's the same as that middle bit, but yeah, thanks TJ. I'm glad you like it, man. It's yeah, so all right, let's start a podcast now. I fulfilled my duty because I'll definitely do more music at another time. But yeah, I've been doing podcasts every Friday, and I kind of want to keep on that. You know, I feel like I've been having really good conversations with people, and hopefully one day I can make money off of just kicking it with people and having a good conversation.
Yeah.
Because at times it feels like there's stuff to write about, like that song like is about a real person, and will definitely like be it'll definitely be more of a song. Like right now it's like 2 minutes long, I think. Overall, I didn't like look at it, but it's a sample, and it's a decent sample, but sometimes I need to talk it out like before it gets to music, because like I just need to see how I think about it and how I feel about it. But it's still like, even when you decide that, the funny thing is, not even decide that, when you feel those things, then you walk in to make the record, and like you add all these perspectives that you were not adding before, and like stuff that you didn't think about. Um, and that's really dope, because that's how you should be creating. It should be, it feels like almost meditating on those ideas or feelings, or what happened, the events in my life, before it gets to the music. uh do you draw anything? I kind of know TJ's answer because I've asked him before, but it's like, do you, because he feels differently. I think sometimes he definitely talks it out loud. TJ, jump in if want to add your 2 cents. But from what I've gathered in our conversations, he more internalizes it, and then we'll put it out. Wait, what do I talk about? You talk out like issues in your life, like that chick. I will never name who that chick is in the song. Like there was definitely a chick that was like, "Oh yeah, I wanna hang out with you and get to know you and do all that." And then at one point she bounced and is like, fucking a drug dealer and whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, like I'm out of it. But like I liked her and I didn't say anything about it. Like I mean, I said stuff to other people, but then once it was done, I was just like, yeah, meh. Yeah. Yeah, he feels the same way. Do you have to talk stuff out? Because I didn't realize that I felt like aggressive. Yeah, yeah. He internalizes and then talks it out. But I didn't feel like any aggression towards her until writing that track. Like the rest of that track is gonna be like kind of sad, but also, you know, eating at her a little bit because it's like that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like is just okay. I get my time. Uh, I definitely talk out, internalize, then put it through art. How do
Okay.
you do it?
Um, I think I'm more
Oh, we could
impulsive.
turn these back on. Shout out to monitors and being able to use them now that music isn't playing.
Well, I think I'm more impulsive
Mm,
when I have a problem and I really need to get it out through art or something.
bruh.
I know. When I need to get my art out, um, or should I say, when I need to get a problem out through my art, I tend to kind of just go and just do it.
Yeah.
Because if I sit down and I talk through it, then the initial feeling goes away.
Ah, okay.
And art for me is something that is a little more spontaneous. Um, it's sort of like if something pops up into my head, I kind of just hurry and have to put it on paper because if
Yeah.
not, then the original idea sort of fades away and turns into something else that
Yeah.
wasn't originally very honest.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So, do you feel like you ever like will be reflecting on something in your art and you feel like you get to a different place in it, like you think in a different way, or when you're going about it, like when I was going about that song, it started out as kind of like held back, I guess, and like I was like not, the chorus of that is just me saying one word, which is fly, and it it didn't start out. That was the word that came, and it ended up fitting with everything that was going in. But that's interesting. I definitely will lose the idea on it. It won't be less honest if I don't put it down immediately, but it will be um probably not as the execution will be down from what it should be.
Well, what I mean by honest is the emotions in that moment, you know?
Mm.
Like, if something angers you and you're feeling so heated, you're just like, "Urgh," you
Yeah.
know? And you let it sit, then eventually you might come to the conclusion, like, okay, maybe I was a little unreasonable and maybe I shouldn't have gotten that mad. And,
Yeah.
so it's not entirely honest to what you were initially feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
uh, through the process of art,
Mhm.
I tend to. Okay, for example, one time I was feeling very disappointed with my mom.
Yeah.
And of everything, she just wasn't accepting of who I am. And she made it seem like I was a very, very bad person for being who I am. And so I was so upset and just so angry, and there was just so many emotions coming through. And I remember feeling the need to draw. And I think that was the first time I ever felt so strongly that I had to draw.
How old was this?
Um, it was a few months ago.
Oh, see. I thought I knew what occurrence you were talking about, but I don't know. I just figured that would happen earlier because I had that very early, but I was just scared of it and didn't
Yeah,
go
no.
through with it.
I'm a person who doesn't feel as strongly as other people.
Yeah.
So when I do feel something that is very strong, I have to let it out somehow.
Okay.
Um, and this was just one of those moments. So then I drew this mother holding a baby, but the mom was like all happy, like, "Oh, look at my baby," and the baby was like crying black tears.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. Um, and I actually, that was one of the pieces I put on my art portfolio for school, and they were
Wow.
like, "Oh, I really love that. The expression is so great." And I'm like, "Thank you." but
Okay.
but yeah, no, after that, I kind of calmed down, and
Yeah.
I was like, you know, she has her own views. And I think
Yeah.
that was the first time that I detached from my mom,
Mhm.
where I was like, I think I'm ready to be my own person, and just if she doesn't like me for who I am and she wants to pretend that everything is fine, then let her be, you know?
Yeah, that's the other thing that is interesting about being an adult. You see people who just like will put blinders on for something, uh, almost to the detriment of the people around them. But as long as the day goes over, they're like, okay, that's a W. I got through it. You know what I mean? And instead of doing what you're supposed to do, um, and accept shit that you don't like. Everyone has to accept stuff they don't like. I mean, there's a lot that I'm sure um I'm sure everyone would change and everyone would uh doesn't agree with everything that all of their friends agree with or believe in or are, um and like that's fine. um it's good that you were able to express that though. Like that's something that I think is one of the reasons why artists are looked at as sensitive, because artists will just put it out there like this bothered me. This bothered me. This is how these things affected my life, and that um but it is our job to take the world and show it to people in a way that they had not thought of, or to communicate the suffering of another person or the joy of another person or the achievement of another person.
But sometimes I also feel like art is there to explain the obvious. Because
Yeah,
some
that's the other thing.
some people, they kind of, or should I say most people, and this is what I'm
Can you get
starting
closer to the mic?
and this is what I'm
Thank you.
starting sorry. And this is what I'm starting to kind of notice,
Yeah.
that there are a lot of people who are very oblivious to other people's suffering and needs, and legitimately they need someone to tell them the obvious that is right in front of
Mm.
their face, but they can't understand it
Yeah.
because they're just living this privileged life. And the anger that brings me, like, I don't even know how to express that in art,
Yeah.
because there's just a lot I wish I could tell people or express to people, but I don't want to say it with words because that kind of just goes in one ear then goes out the other.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, right? Now that humans, we have this blanket way of communicating, right? Of using words. Everyone has to use words to communicate how
Mm-hmm.
they feel, what they want, and all of that. There are people who will just look over the words that don't suit them and just keep moving on. And it's like, there's a reason that me and TJ were such good friends because I can understand, like, I don't know, we would talk to people and, you know, this is no, yeah, what's up? There's no, I'm trying to say this the right way to not shit on people, but the first time that I saw with my own eyes the conversation TJ had of like, yeah, no, I don't like it was something about dads or something, and I was just like ignoring people, and they had some white people views about dads that I've never heard of. These motherfuckers were like they save the world, they do all this, and I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And then they get around to me and TJ, and we're like, I'm like, my dad he's a good dad, but like I don't know, there's a lot of stuff missing, like communication, like some empathy. So like, he has empathy, but there's some that I wish he had more of. But the first time that I had to like try to explain with TJ to someone else how you could dislike one of your parents, we were just like, okay, so all of us are humans. Some of us not as good as others. Huh? Huh? And it's like, what do you like if this is the draw that you get, we unfortunately can't pick this. This isn't the 92 Bulls, okay? We can't
Hey,
pick the team.
my dad was missing for my whole life. There's no way I can like someone who was missing my whole life. So
Yeah, and when you tell people that, they really are like, "What?
yeah, I know.
What? What do you mean that your dad is not your biggest champion and does everything?" And I'm
I
like, "I
mean,
don't know what you're talking. Like, no, your dad, okay, your dad is also a different case because he was gone the whole time, and in recent years, there's been more of an effort,
yeah.
and he
So
has
it's not that I
done
don't
stuff.
like him. It's just that he hasn't really done much for our family.
Mm,
Um, for him to be this really high being
yeah.
or anything.
Yeah, which is funny because it's also that way in your culture that he's supposed to be like this high
Yeah.
being, and everyone sees his flaws. Everyone sees his flaws. He is very clear on the fact that I'm pretty sure, like, your mom is on top of that family, not him.
Oh
So,
yeah.
uh, he knows. So it's like, but it's funny because they're look, there are just things that some people won't get. You can tell somebody, look, man, you're super privileged. Like I have some privileges, you have some privileges. Everybody has some, but some people just run wild with them, and they'll genuinely never see it. And honestly, I do wish I could say something to them, but the only way they will change. Actually, I'm kind of done putting in stock on waiting for people to change because there's a lot of people in my family who I don't talk to because I've been waiting for that motherfucker to change since I was 11.
Yeah, people don't change very easily unless they make an effort to do so. And even when they make an effort to do so, it's very easy for them to slip back.
Yeah, but it's hard to even change at all. I
I know,
mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, most people don't make change. And when
yeah,
they do, it's very easy to slip back because there's a reason that you were like that in the first place.
yeah,
That is in your core,
yeah,
So when you try to change that, it's like now you're dealing with your values and what you believe in. And some people think it's just so easy to change all those things, but
mm,
that's ingrained. That's ingrained in you.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's so many things that are ingrained in you that you'll never um really never kick, because even when you do change, there is that thought in your mind of like, well, I used to do this. Like your
Mm-hmm.
brain still says it to you. It's just a matter of like, do you do it?
And people, okay, so I had when I went to Montclair, the university. So when I went to Montclair, one of my professors did this, like, I can't call it an icebreaker, but it was like a class project thing. And it was to point out that not everyone has the same privileges, and that um, some people are less fortunate than others. And so he was like, okay, everyone get into a big circle, hold hands. When I say something that applies to you, you move in a step closer. If it does not apply to you, you stand where you are. So he went through like 10 questions. And I remember that by the third question, my arms were like this.
Mm.
By the fifth question, I was nowhere near around anyone. And I was the only one outside of the circle. And people were giving me like weird looks, like, oh my God, what is wrong with her?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like, why is she out of the circle? Why everyone here is like holding hands and we're all tight in this little space and she's the only one who's all the way back there.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was put on the spot
Yeah.
because I didn't have what everyone else had. And like I remember one of the questions was like, have you ever gone through hunger? You know, like, and there's nothing to eat in your house and you have to get help from the government or something like that. And I remember I was the only one who, like, you know, that
Yeah.
was the only question that pertained to me. Um, yeah, and I think people in that class got a real awakening, should I
Yeah.
say, that not everyone is the same as them. And they
Yeah.
think that everyone comes from the same background with
Yeah.
some money, with, you know, all of this privilege. And it's like, it's not until you do an activity like that where you see people standing far back from that circle that you realize, oh shit, like there are people out there who are completely different from me.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, look, that's the shit that me and TJ have been on since day one, because they don't realize that we're missing. But it's like when those kids go to the party in the white neighborhood, I usually don't go. When those kids go to, I don't know, go out to eat and then to a trampoline place, and then I only picked a trampoline place because that's something we've done. But like do that and then go somewhere else, and then also there's a concert and this, and it's like, in order for us to do that, like we had to get jobs and we had to be like, this is the shit we're spending money on. And now that we are yeah, oh dude, it cut deep. I know it cut deep for me too. It's like, everybody's going to the bar. They're like, who wants shots? Who wants this? And I'm like, now that's why we got fucked up before we came. I thought we weren't spending money. What the fuck? I was gonna get a beer to hold over my buzz, but that's like it. I'm already high. I was just gonna use the beer to get me through. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's shit like that where, they won't get it, because it's like when you come out of college and I got the most money I've gotten from a university from Drew, and even then I still owe money. And I'm very lucky that I'll come out with 30-40 grand on top of the stuff that I have, because I know I'm going to make money, and I know that there's like a path for me to get an MBA on top of my music. And it's like, that's the shit that I want to do. But those people will never see us unless we go to university, unless we go, out, and unless we tell our stories like this. Like, people are just now on the shit that we've been on for God knows how long, which is entertain yourself for free at home. Why do you think we're good at music? Because we're good at being like, there's nothing happening. I'm gonna make a thing to get excited about, and that's really what it is. Like,
Yeah, I remember prom.
oh my God,
Jeez.
prom, dude. My parents were like, "Excuse me, it's how much?" Oh, no, 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 no.
I had to go to. I went to someone else's prom.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and it was free, obviously, because they were like, "You're my guest. I'll pay for you."
Yeah.
And I remember wanting this $300 dress.
There's always a $300 dress.
It was so beautiful. And my date, who I was going with, we weren't dating, but we were just friends, and I was just going with him. He was like, "I'll buy it for you." And I was like, "I can't do that to you. You don't understand."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, your dad owns a business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can't pay that back.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yo, your dad drives a Lexus. My mom drives a 97 Grand Caravan.
My mom didn't even have a car.
Yeah, my dad had a car that was as old as me. From 11 to 22. It was as old as me. And it was a fucking clunker. But he got it to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people will never get like that. If I couldn't get a ride, that's what I was showing up to prom in. Like, they were like, "Oh, can we do the party bus?" I don't fucking know. Who has $1,000? Raise your hand. I'm looking at you, motherfucker. Your dad has a Lexus. Like, that's really what it was. Like, and at one point, I don't remember who said it to me, but some girl said to me in school, like, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to pay for your date." And I was like, "Pay for your date? I could barely pay for myself. What the fuck do you mean?" Like, that's the.
I do not go to my prom. Well, I didn't really like the people in my school, so I didn't go to prom.
Yeah, you
But-
went to school and then you were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up? I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7:30."
Yeah, but when I got an $18 dress.
Okay.
I made it look good. They were like, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful." And I'm like, "Thank you. You wouldn't even know how much this dress cost because it was on sale for $18. Actually,
See,
I think
that's
I
some
paid-
broke people shit.
I think I paid less than $18. I think it was on sale.
That's
from
some broke people shit.
$18.
That's some shit that my friends had to tell me to stop doing. I would go to places and be like, "This is a $200 shirt that I got for $8," and they're like, "Don't tell people that."
Yeah, I know. And it's like, why not? Don't you know that's really good? That's actually really good. You're
Well, yeah, that's-
saving so much
That's
money.
brokeonomics. Get a deal and tell me. You didn't save shit if you didn't tell me, okay? Fuck you. I needed that $12 to buy chicken tomorrow. Like, that's the real. Like, that's that's what it is.
And I think that's also where we're at right now, though. Like,
Oh, 1,000%. When I tell people, I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm on the ramen diet. Let me
Yeah.
tell you." And
actually, I have been saving those ramen.
I have been saving
I've been
ramen.
saving them
Yeah.
until we run out of eggs.
Until we run out of money.
No, until we run out of eggs, and then we can't make
Both. I'm trying for both.
No,
When we run
because-
out of eggs, we'll go to those, and
That's
we're
what
just
I'm
gonna have to
saying.
put up. Yeah, but I'm saying even when we run out of money, like, people wonder why I always have ramen on stock, because I am prepared at any night to look at my finances and go, "Can't afford dinner tonight. I guess I'm having ramen," and like that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I haven't been this broke in
It's
a
been a
very
minute.
long time.
Same.
In a very
It's
long
been a minute.
time.
I didn't realize that I had some money until I didn't have any money
Yeah. No,
because
I realized.
we were on the hustle. Like,
No, I realized I didn't have any money when I didn't have any money. And then I started working and then I got comfortable because I was like,
oh,
well, not comfortable in the sense of, oh, I'm rich, you know?
no, but just comfortable in the sense of like I'm
Comfortable.
eating every day.
Exactly. Comfortable in the sense that I had a meal every day.
Which, by the way, is another thing that when you tell privileged people, they say, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
I go, yeah. You guys have never done that? Looked at your bank and go, yeah, no, dinner's not happening tonight.
Exactly.
Like you guys don't.
If you had breakfast, that's a miracle.
Have you guys ever checked your bank account at breakfast and realized that you're having ramen for every meal? I have.
For every meal, I just time it out in the day. So I
Yeah,
split
two
the
meals.
Day. 2 meals. I have 1 meal.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, I
Oh
just
my God,
split it out.
you're even more hardcore than me.
I split
Yo.
the day out. I split the day out into
Uh-huh.
2, and I say, okay, in the middle of that, that's when I'm having my ramen.
Damn, bro.
And I don't put any eggs. I don't put any extra vegetables
Nah,
or anything.
I gotta at least if I'm having nothing else, I have to at least have an egg. I have to season it.
No,
it's gotta be
that's
an event.
luxury. That's luxury.
No, I mean it's broke luxury.
Yeah, but it's luxury.
Pepper is cheap. Pepper is cheap as shit. Pepper's cheap. Eggs are cheap.
Not when you're running out of it.
Well, we just eat a record number of eggs in this house.
Well, currently.
You would think the fucking Rock lives here the way we go through eggs.
Well, currently.
Currently, yeah.
Currently. Because before I did not have any of that.
Yeah, well, we weren't this broke before.
I was this broke before.
Well, that's true. I wasn't this broke before. This is a new low for me. Maybe it's not. My parents definitely did. There was a long time where we were on one paycheck, and I was like, how the fuck are we doing this? So maybe I've been this broke before, and I just didn't know.
But see, no, the thing is that you had parents that still tried to provide for you. At some point, my mom was like,
oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
No, for
like-
sure. For sure.
So I feel like people don't understand that either. Like, they don't understand how someone could be in school and rely on school lunches and meals in order to get by through the day.
Yeah. They don't like, that's one of the things when colleges got canceled. I was like, somebody just lost 2 months worth of food. Somebody just got fucked out of 2 months worth of food. And there was a point when, you know, I would walk through the Princeton campus and like people would just be openly weeping. People would just be openly weeping with their shit out. And like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm supposed to go back to Taiwan. Where the fuck am I going to go? And it's like, it's shit like that where, you know, yeah, it's funny because I usually just let those people go. Like, I just let those people, I basically do like the real life version of, you know, being on a golf course and some kid who's, you know, done too much cocaine and is good at golf is just like crushing behind you, but he's just like absolutely insufferable. So at a certain point you just go, come on through, end my suffering. And usually with them I go, oh no, yeah, no, you get it. Yeah. Oh, no. I know your mom only gives you like $100 a month. No, it's fine. Yeah. No, I know. Oh, she only pays for gas and food. Okay, no, that's fine. And it's like, and it's stuff like that where I'm just like, go ahead, do whatever you want, because I don't think at any point they'll like. I would not want to come up any differently, like, because then when I get to the top and like I'm really like making money, then we'll just sock it away. will invest. I want to buy property. I want to do all the like. There's actual. I'm never letting. And no accountant is gonna go into a money meeting without me. Like, you are fucking insane if you think that's gonna happen. Because I've just seen too many people get caught. I've seen too many people get caught by even their family members. Dan Cook got $10 million stolen from his brother. It's like anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. And those people don't know that, by the way, I'm already walking into the room, sizing you up, and then outworking you. So good luck. Come for it. And like that's the thing. That's what will set us apart from those people. And yes, they could have all their industry connections, and like there is someone who I know he played a theater before he was ready. And he was headlining and he played a theater and it went horrible. Of course. And when we were going up to it, I was like, just make a conservative set list. Just make a conservative set list. Go with it. And he's like, nah, dude, I've been playing music 25 years. I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay. Okay. That's fine. No. That's fine. You were making your own album. Go ahead. He schedules the thing. It starts to come up. Album is unfinished. He goes back in, goes to the theater gig, plays half covers, and gets completely fucked up by the guy booking the gig. Was just like, hey, what are you doing? And it was like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? He hired you for original music. And it's like, those people will watch the Jordan documentary and go, wow, I can't believe that guy went that far to win. And I will go, yeah, no, that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to be great, that's what you're supposed to do. You are putting it all on the line. And that's what it is. And it's like, look, at a certain point, you might tell me that I'm working too much and that I'm doing too much and that I'm, running this business and, also doing music and like that is something that I know is something I'll have to navigate, and I'll just have to navigate it. Greatest sports doc ever. Absolutely, TJ. It really is. I mean, it's about the greatest athlete of all time and about how he will make up stories in his head like a sociopath to destroy you. And it's like I say this so that people understand how serious I am. I will eat your fucking babies if that means that I will get on stage every night and crush. I don't give a fuck. I will eat your babies. I'll eat white babies, and they care about them the most. I don't give a fuck. Okay? It's that's just what it is. And some of those people will never get it. Some of them do. Bill Gates is that guy who had a ton of money from his parents and was just like, I'm going to sit in this place until I come out with something great, and then I'm going to market it aggressively. And that's what he did.
I think I take it easier.
You do take it easier. You definitely do.
But that doesn't mean I'm not successful. It just...
No, it just means that it means you have drive. Like you can have drive and not be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just that guy. I really am. I'm very intense.
I just see it more as, okay, where do I want to be in like 5 years, for example?
Mm-hmm.
And then I start slowly planning and picking away. And then while everyone else is like killing themselves and, doing all this crazy stuff, I'm like in the background where they don't notice me and I just slip by,
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I get what I want. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more of the behind the scenes kind of gal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well that's the thing. Like that's why when your friend Hannah was here, she was like she thought I was being an asshole when I was like, hey, you should tell your friend to stop rapping for like a year. She's like, why? And I'm like, because they'll be way better at it. Like, don't just drop shit. Like, don't do anything without thinking it out. At least a little bit. At least a little bit. Like, Jordan got in 92, they were like, in 93, they were like, can we start following you with cameras? And he was like, sure. He knew. He knew. He was like, this is going to be a documentary about the greatest athlete to ever play any game ever. And this is my mission. This is my only calling. And that's really what he did. And like that is how I feel about music. The business stuff is just to fund myself, honestly. And because I think I have good ideas and I want to use my opportunities to make other people's dreams grow as well.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Starting a company, continuing to do this, um, going deeper and deeper into music. There's a couple bands that I want to collaborate with, but I don't want to collaborate with them until it's actually time. They're those fusion guys out of Philadelphia, Trinadelphia. They're sick. They have the sickest steel drum player this side of the Mississippi, and that nigga is white, and it is when he played a whole tone scale at one point over this minor progression, and I was just like, what is happening right now? Like he's just shredding, just like it's just it's so insane. So yeah, starting a company, um finishing school, finishing my MBA. um I'll probably work a shit job here and there just to, keep money coming in. But honestly, I don't want to work a second job next year. I wish I could figure out how to make money off of making an entertainment company. That would be the goal for sure. To do an entertainment company, I think that allows me the freedom to dip into all of the different avenues that I want to dip into, in podcasting and music. And I really I think in the next 5 years I move into setting up shows, and running shows and figuring that out. Um, Probably starting to write scripts and stuff, but that stuff isn't. Um, that stuff is like 10 or 15 years away. So in the next few years, I'll just be trying to work on a project. I do want to release an album in the next couple of years, finishing up an MBA after doing music, and then playing around and getting just real world information. I think I see where the live space is going for sure. Um,
Our
what?
life, our
No. The live. I mean the live space is in the live entertainment business.
Oh,
Yes.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, I very much see where that's going, and I've seen where that's going for a long time. It's just that I felt like I wasn't in a place to I don't know, do it. I didn't have the confidence that I have now. Um, I think there's a reason that I'm doing all the stuff that I'm doing now. Like I knew I could do this when I was younger. There was no question. There was no question. I mean, TJ was there for the last time that I ever rapped in front of people. because we were like 18. We were 18 and I had not rapped in front of anyone at all. And like I started rapping and it was okay. And that made me very uncomfortable. That made me very uncomfortable because as soon as I started rapping, I was like, oh, I can. Oh, I didn't realize how much rap music I listened to. Holy shit. Can I actually rap a little bit? I think I can actually put a line or two together. And like that's really how I felt. So yeah.
Okay.
Why did you ask me that question?
I just wanted to know more about you.
Oh, okay.
Like, where do you see yourself going and things like that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely see myself being I definitely see myself being on the talent and management end of entertainment over the next few years. Really kind of doing what I can. I think I'm also going to look for a way that I can get these podcasts um, edited. If there's a way that we could do pre-recorded and like put some in the can, I would really want to do that. Um, I think over the next few years, I streamline everything I'm doing. I think that's the goal. And really, the next 5 years is gonna be uh, talent focused for me because at Mercer, seeing how they, you know, just couldn't find the money for a super crucial audio engineer, or actually anyone who could work any professional equipment. Um, sorry, I just had to put that one out there. Um, After I was just being, my own sound guy and my own lighting guy and my own, and it's just like, yes, Kitty would do the lighting, but it's like she would just put a wash on and just move on. And it's like, I give a fuck about every single aspect. Like I know I'm an audio guy, but at points I would just walk onto a set and just be like, that light needs to be diffused, that light needs to be diffused, that needs to be warmer. There isn't enough neutral light in here. Can we get some natural light? And it's like I am very particular about everything. Actually, the drummer of Odyssey is a production manager, and he is on some cutting edge shit. He's on some really, really cutting edge stuff, and I love watching that guy. He's a freak. He's a freak, and his systems are put together so well, and it sounds fantastic. It always sounds fantastic, and it looks fantastic. Um, and I did see, he did Post Malone's thing, which I've been obsessed with. And it's just like, I got to see a guy who was in a huge band, shredding constantly. And then he's like, oh, do you mean I can make millions of dollars a year doing production? And they were like, yeah. He was like, all right, sick. That's why I'm going to school, so that I want to be, I really mean, like, I want to have a floor of music shit, because the drums will be in that room. The keys will be in this room. Like, well, this side of the room. It'll be an isolation room and a control room. And that's all I need. It'll be but I want it to be a big space, because I want to spread out and just be like, hey, do you guys want to just like shred into the microphones for 45 minutes? Sure. And then we can all just shred into the microphones for 45 minutes. That's really where I see myself. I also have to look up if it's illegal to put my studio in our home if we do the New Jersey first time home buyers program.
Oh, yeah.
Because it might be illegal if I make money off of it. But Best way to do that is to not make money off of it, which I'm doing right now. I'm super good at it. Um, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's where I see myself. Just really, I need a studio space for sure. Um, and I mean, if it's possible, I would really like to split it. Well, no, I wouldn't like to split it with friends. I want my own. Fuck that. I can't. I don't play well with others when I'm like really in the zone. Um,
I know.
but yeah, that's where I see myself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because in 5 years, you should be done school, even your MBA,
Yeah.
theoretically, if everything goes well,
If everything goes
super smooth.
smoothly. Um, I see myself having my first art show.
Okay.
Like hosting it, like my own art up
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Um, I see myself definitely being more involved in a business,
Okay.
like my own business, in our business. Um, and then yeah, that's really all I want is just to have my art in galleries.
Mm.
So that's the ultimate goal. And right now, there's a lot of internships that are like, like you can curate your own um, gallery or show
Yeah.
based on someone else's art.
Uh-huh.
But I want to do that for my art. So just put up a theme and go on with
So
it.
this is an interesting question because I feel like everybody has a different answer, but do you feel a need I know TJ definitely feels the need to like wow, we've been going for an hour and 2 minutes. He definitely feels the need and I feel the need to stockpile. Like I have to make a ton of shit. Like that song is going to be super done and sitting, chilling for a while after it's done. And then I'll go back to it. Like, do you feel that way? It almost feels like art isn't that way. It feels like a much shorter time span on when you can go back.
No, that's not true. I always go back on my work. Even like work that's been done for years. I kind of go back and I'm like,
On the original?
yeah, on the original.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this needs to be drawn a different way. So I kind of go back and put a little arrow and then draw a little, like a replica of it next
Yeah.
to it. Or I would go back to the original and just change the original.
Interesting. See, I'm more of the let's create the whole thing from scratch again
Well,
and do it in a
yeah.
different light.
I
No. I know you do that too. I was just asking. So you do it sometimes
well,
one way,
most
sometimes
times.
the other.
Most times.
Most times you draw the replica.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
most times it's
By the way,
because
nothing that we plan to talk about did we talk about for a single minute.
then we can talk about that. But
Yeah.
let's so for me it's more of I have this thing,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's a project where I call it protect the art.
Protect the art.
So I kind of like
What
to,
are you, a thief or something? Protect the art.
yeah, you got to protect the art always. So even if it's drawn on a little like what's it called? Post-it note,
Yeah.
like I'm like protect the art,
Yeah.
save the art.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I just go back and like redraw it on an actual book or something, but right now nothing that I draw is actually finished.
Yeah.
Simply because I know that I need a lot of instruction. So I think one of the things that I'm going to do after I'm done school is when I have enough money for this, I'm gonna go probably do a residency abroad. See if maybe I can go to Italy or France and study some of the great artists and just replicate some of their works and see how I can, incorporate it into my work. I'd like to do that during school, but if I do that in school, if it's not a summer, then I'm kind of screwed because then I have a
Yeah.
whole semester that I have to make up for.
Yeah.
Um, so I think if they allow me to do that in the summer, I'll do it in the summer. But I just have so many things that I want to do during the time that I'm in school that, to build up to when I get out of school. Because being an artist, it's if you're not a concept artist or um one of those people who takes commissions and things like that, like it's just so hard to be a regular natural artist. To just have your art in galleries and that's it, and to make money out of that, a living, like that is just so hard.
Yeah.
Uh so I have a long way to go before I can, you know, make a living out of it. So I have to really work hard at that.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think your residency, like your idea to have a residency abroad is like, I think it's very important. I don't know if I'm going to spend that same year abroad. I think I might just spend it here making stuff, or I might come with you, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully I'm getting work by then as well, which I do expect to get. Um, but yeah, I think it's good you don't try to do too much while you're in school. I mean, I would love to start the entertainment business a year from now, but I think realistically, this is, there's a reason I'm calling it Live Fridays because it's like I want to consistently do that, um, and I feel like, should I keep this close to my heart? I feel like I will say this. I feel like what I'm doing now has more of an effect on my ability to walk into a place and just tell the people, yes, I can entertain you. Oh, do you need me to entertain you for 45 minutes? Is this a show? Okay, sure. What do you want? Do you want music? Do you want funny? Do you want presenter? What do you want? And it's like, that is a way for me to make money, and that also is a way for me to do what I want. It's a really tough gig. I definitely don't want to be hosting all the time. Um, I would rather be the funny guy or the arty guy.
I definitely have different plans
Yeah, I know.
because I want to start my business now. And I don't mean that I'm gonna start it now, like, oh, it's gonna go live and whatever. I have so many logistics and things to
No, we're
plan
definitely
out, and
writing a proposal though. We're still writing a plan.
yeah, but I feel like the name and the brand has to start being exposed to people because
Yeah, I put your brand in this. It's Live Fridays.
for our stuff,
Yeah.
for Aria,
That's what the thing is gonna. Can you not give the name away?
you just said to put it in.
Oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Whoops.
Oh my god. What I meant was what I was trying to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, is like we like how do you want to launch it like our senior year or something? Is that what you want to do?
No,
Aren't you going to be in a different country?
no.
You're
Uh,
definitely going to be in a different country
I
though.
want no. I want to launch it 2 years from now,
Okay.
so that the whole pandemic thing can be like done and over with. Um, so that then the idea can kick off and people can start enjoying that kind of thing again.
Well, without giving it away, we definitely do want to do something with live entertainment, and we do have an idea that is it's it's really fucking good. You came up with the idea, and I definitely added some elements, but I I I think I think we should launch it even sooner than that.
Okay.
I think
I have no problems with that.
I think we should launch it on our own, start making shit, and then we should pitch it.
No. See, I feel it's very tough. And this is why I'm not in marketing. Um, and this is why I have my friend who is,
What does this have to do with marketing?
because when you have an idea, you're not just supposed to throw it out there and that's it. You're supposed to market it. So, like, coming soon, you know?
Yeah, well, I didn't say that we were just going to start making stuff, but what I want to do is have a concerted effort to start making stuff and do it in the way that we, can do it, the best way possible, to do it safely, and our idea, the actual meat and potatoes that will carry this along, I think, or at least the piece that I think will carry it along, we can't do until the whole pandemic is over anyway, because it involves live entertainment. So what I think we should start doing is stuff like this, stuff like that are
I told you this before.
yeah
Is this, you're just coming up with this now?
yeah
Oh my God.
yeah I am.
Told you this ages ago.
Well, I put the branding on it. It's live Fridays. Get used to it. This is what we're doing every Friday. I'm gonna try to do it every Friday. Um, I will be working at a retail store soon, so we'll see if it'll be every Friday at 7. But I am trying to commit to every Friday at night, every Friday at 7. But every Friday there should be a live thing. If not on Friday, Saturday, hopefully, um, because I am trying to drop uh, a YouTube video of these every Saturday, as well as I am gonna do some live on there because it's a little bit more accessible. So hopefully we can get some viewers on that. And we could also embed it on other platforms like Facebook and stuff. So that'll allow us to optimize the amount of people that it's reaching. But yeah, I think that one of the things that I would like to say to people who don't come from money, and people who, maybe white, maybe brown, economics definitely doesn't see color, except for the people who distribute them. They definitely like white people the best. Um, you have to know when you have a good idea, and value your ideas. Always value your ideas. Even if you put it down and you're like, this is stupid. There's been a ton of songs that I've made, and then a week later I was like, nah, it was okay. And then I go back to it and I'm like, you know what? There was something there. There was really something there. I'm going to turn that into something different. It may not be what I originally thought. I may get schooling and understand, that it's not what I thought it was. But look, you information is your greatest weapon. Always study up, work hard, try to be honest with yourself about what's working and what's not working, and don't be afraid of criticism.
Yep.
Because there aren't enough people who start ideas like this. Um, I definitely feel like a student of entertainment. Like I constantly watch shit all the time. That is entertainment, and I will be watching something and be like, it is my obligation to finish this. Like I have to finish this. Almost as if they can see me clicking off the YouTube video, but it's like, watching. I've probably watched. There's this great organist named Corey Henry who I couldn't go see because I was working. But he did a free concert around here. But he's been live streaming. And I got like halfway through his stream, but the he was doing it in a duo, and they were so together. And Corey's left foot, like you play bass with the organ with your left foot, and his left foot is so fucking clean at times that I think he's doing things that you can't do. Like my brain will add notes because he's so it's so good, and it just drives, and he knows what the bass movement of a gospel organ is supposed to do, especially when it's a stripped down outfit that you're doing it in. Um and things like that, of like watching this drummer hit so quietly, so quietly. Everybody's trying to hit hard, and that's why I'll constantly get on stage and people will be like, shh, and you'll see people like signaling to other musicians like, oh, we have to take it down, because I don't fuck around with this we're just going to play loud to play loud bullshit. Have some dynamics, act like you care about what you're saying, like, and if you have a really good idea and you want to start a business, but you're afraid of like loans of going to school, like, I don't get on TJ's case about going to school, but I just feel like if he went to school, that guy could make so much fucking money in music. Like he's very, very, very talented, very technical. Um, what?
The computer.
Oh, I see. Yeah, very talented, very technical, and um, multi instrumentalist, good writer. There's, but because we come from disadvantaged backgrounds, like, you know, I had to wait. Like it wasn't like I didn't get into schools before this, but like this is the only time where I could afford it. This is the first time where people gave me enough money. And a lot of times I want to tell people, like, know your worth. Like TJ is definitely building something. Um, and it shows because he's building that at a place where he was not supposed to be the music guy, but he just is. It's in his blood, and that's what it is. So that's how it comes out. But do you think there are people who should start businesses or should venture out more into the wild of, I'm gonna create my own content, make my own lane?
Yeah.
Do you feel like people who come from our backgrounds don't start it because they get the messaging that it's a bad idea?
Oh yeah. It's not just that they get the messaging that it's a bad idea, but like my friend who I shall not name.
Yes.
But you know who you are.
And we have a deal.
um she's just afraid of starting a business because you know the color of her skin, like people won't give her a business loan because racism um of her background.
Yeah.
And she's afraid that it just won't work out because of her background. And that's very sad.
And afraid of losing money,
Yeah.
which is a fair
Yes,
fear.
but you have to take risks when you're opening a business. A business, you're going to not make any money.
Well, this goes into the life trap that I see many people get into. The word guarantee. People love that word. People love that word. I need a guarantee. I need to know I'm going to make bags and bags of money. I need to know. No. Once you get into the free market, it's who is your friend, how hard are you working, how talented are you, and how well can you market? You know,
And how good your idea is. And
Yes.
it's not just how good your idea is, but is it for the people? Are you going to drive people into your business, or are you just going to target this small audience and that's all you're going to do? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because if you're just targeting this tiny audience, yes, sometimes. What is that?
Non. Some of this is wrong. No. Some of this is wrong. Is that Carice herself?
No.
I mean, you could say some of it is wrong. I mean,
It's all in
it's all
opinion.
perspective.
Yeah.
I am someone that creating a business to me is a practice skill. And getting the money for it is a practice skill. And valuing your ideas is a practice skill. That is something that I'm sure people don't believe in their ideas enough. Like, I don't think it's wrong at all.
I would love to know their perspective, actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Write in the chat why you think it's wrong.
Or what you think is wrong.
Or what you think is wrong.
You know, what did we say that was wrong?
Because I just think everybody has to take risk. I think minimizing your risk is one thing, but I think to be without to not take that opportunity. Like, your business might fail. You're going to have to put money into it, and it is very hard to make money. And these are all that's just what it is. You know, but if you don't want to own a business, definitely don't own a business, because you're just going to cause yourself headaches that you don't want to deal with. I think I might have put a thing on that makes it slow up. No, turn off. Don't do that. But yeah, I disabled slow mode, so please right away what you feel is wrong. I need this to go away. Go away. Go away. Yes, close. Go away. Thank you. Not you, but there was a pop-up message. But yeah. I'm guessing that this is. We can't stop the whole podcast waiting for this comment,
No,
but
of course not.
we'll come back to it when you're done.
Oh, okay.
I mean, listen, look, you might have a business in the U.S. and you get nothing, and you start your firm in the EU, and it becomes big, right? It has nothing to do with the rise in the EU. But yeah, during the times right now, you are fucked. Yeah, you are. If you're gonna start your own, can't explain typing. It's fine. Yeah, I know what you mean though. It is really hard. Look, it is really hard to start a business right now. And I don't think it's a US versus EU thing at all. I think in in any business, you could start a business and not pay yourself for God knows how long. For
Mm-hmm.
years. For years you could not pay yourself. But if you really believe in the company and what you're doing and where it's going and the opportunities that you are allowing the people around you, um, then I think it's all worth it for me. Excuse me. Going back to that kid who I
Wait,
said no. What?
and
And oh, I'm sorry.
your business. I don't want to say the word should because that's a little too, you know.
Yeah.
But businesses, one thing that I learned from researching about business because I wanted to open my own business was, are you are you copying a business that is already out there? And if you are, you have to have a very good reason as to why you're copying that business. Um, because sometimes it's like, if there's already an organization that's doing the same thing that you want to do in a
Uh-huh.
very similar place that you want to do it,
Yeah.
then why the battery's running
Oh,
low?
battery running low. Keep going.
Then why would you want to here?
I do not have a Discord yet. Actually, I do have a Discord. Um, don't worry. I know what you meant.
You just changed the whole view.
Oh, I did change the whole view. Oh no. I do have Discord. But I do not remember the Discord. Hold on. I'll get the link for you. Um Link copied. Here you go. That is the Discord link for my channel. And hey, awesome. So go ahead. Explain in there. But yeah, so I think I think there is a lot of I think there's a lot of um heaviness around starting a business right now, like talking about it, because it is it is a time where it's hard to get anything done, let alone start a business and make money and get people to pay for something. Um but I do feel like our business is more so that things are not the way it should be. Oh, you're on the voice channel. I see. Hold up. Hello? Hello, hold on. I have to put this on speaker. I don't know how to put this on speaker. Uh Hold on. Now, go ahead.
Why don't you just say what he's saying?
Yeah. We definitely so okay, this is not working for me to put it up there. But um this viewer from Sweden, and he's basically saying that we have to pay a lot for healthcare. It is definitely not it's not 6 grand a month, but you might pay like it would be the equivalent to like 400 euros a month um up front, and then you got to pay for, this and that. Um but yes, there is a lot that you have to pay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So he's saying that and we'll just do this for one more minute and then we'll wrap up. But he's just saying that you need to save a lot because, the government, I mean the economy is dipping. But yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, there's always risk. That's the thing. There's always risk, and I'm sure people are going to take risk, but no. No, for sure. Thank you. Thank you. This was a good addition, but I'm sorry we have to get back. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Um yeah, so it was basically what he was saying was that um you have to pay for a lot of things, you have to save up, the government's not going to help you. I mean, that's a thing. I'm actually glad that he did that because that's a thing that I think a lot of people think like about Americans, that we think the government is going to help us. Those motherfuckers can barely wipe their ass. Why would I trust them with anything? I barely trust them with my tax money. They're it's insane. It's insane. It's never going to be. They're never, whoever depends on the government. Those people usually aren't the people who are starting a business. Let me tell you that much. We could start there.
I mean, I kind of depend on them.
I mean, we do now because we have zero money. We have zero money, but
Well,
it's
no,
like,
I mean for my disability check.
yeah, but like,
aside from that,
but like disability is a thing. It's not
no,
just here.
but you
Like
still, but
you
you still
can't.
can't, you still can't trust them because
No, you can't.
any
You can't trust them as far as you can throw them.
any chance you get, they want to take money from you, and or you have to repay something back to them. And the money that they give you, like to support yourself,
Yeah.
isn't even enough to support yourself because
Yeah.
oh gosh, it's just the cost of living is so high.
Yeah.
And they increase it by a little bit. Like if you move up here,
Mm-hmm.
they will increase it a little bit because, the cost of living is a little higher.
Yeah.
But either way, it's like what they give you is still not enough to sustain yourself.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah. So what?
Who did Trump get in charge? How did he? Oh, I mean, he just won the vote. That's
Yeah,
it. He won the
people
vote.
unfortunately voted for him.
Yeah, he didn't win the popular vote, but basically each state, you get a certain amount of points, let's call them. I'm not going to tell you the actual name, and all of those people get a different job, but the enough people voted for him in the right places and he got elected. That's how it happened. But I mean, the that's the other thing that, like, I think a lot of people who are from our backgrounds are, they think like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to live on $1,000 a month, and it's like, no, you're not.
No.
That's not what you're supposed to do. Like, that's, it's like you're not supposed to do anything without looking before you step. And if anyone thinks that they're going to like open a business right now and it's going to be easy, it's not going to be easy. It's all about
It's
legwork.
growth. It takes growth
Yeah.
because especially now that due to the pandemic, everyone is being very cautious and online spending is very big, but
Yeah.
if you're not opening an online business,
And you're not Amazon.
exactly. Um though I did hear Gap has a lot of online business so much that they're like increasing their workload.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Especially for Gap. I don't really hear people buying from them, but hey,
Yeah.
surprising.
No, people. He's asking why we don't know what. Do people not know what the delegates do? Um.
Most people don't know about politics, so
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think of it because I'm definitely a special case because I know what they do, and I know their
yeah,
job. I know that. I know most of their jobs when you go down the list. But it's like,
if you ask me what they do, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
so wait. Let me ask a normal person.
Hi.
Hi, normal person.
Yes.
If I asked you how all the people in the electoral college are supposed to do what they're supposed to do, generally, because the rules are can get very specific and minute in places. No, you couldn't even give me an overview.
Listen, I remember like when people talk about it, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's what they do. But then
Dude, they literally vote on who gets elected.
yeah.
They are
But
the most important people in the entire election.
well,
Delegates
listen.
and actually delegates are the second most important people. Super delegates are the most important
the
people.
first time I ever voted was this last election.
Oh, that is true. You are very young.
So
That's true. You have time.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tutor you?
No. Because
Why?
Because I don't think I'm voting this next.
No.
I'm sorry. I just
You have to vote.
there is
You have to
who
vote.
do I vote for? Trump or Pence?
You mean Trump or Biden?
Biden?
Yeah.
Now I don't even know their names.
You're just racist. You don't know what white people look like. No, I mean they're
oh wait, Pence
is the vice president.
Yeah, he's the vice president. Biden is that other guy
Yeah.
who is very okay.
Senile?
No.
Most likely shits himself when we're not looking?
No, I'm not gonna
No,
get
you
into
sure?
it.
I'm pretty sure about that one.
I'm not gonna get into it.
I'm pretty sure he shits himself.
I'm not gonna get into it.
It's honestly a joke. He was also Thank you, TJ. You know what, Ashley? You were right. Joe Biden was vice president. He's just not this vice president. You're right. You were close. He really tried to give you an assist there. But yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Look,
I'm
we're
so bad at it.
Yeah. Look, we're not going to get into too much of politics. All I'll say is that all people around the entire world should care way more about politics right now. Because, I mean, some of the biggest democracies in the world are seeing very conservative turns. And, like, conservative turns in the way you don't want. They're, like, easing health restrictions and shit. Like, when you're definitely not supposed to. Like, for sure not supposed to. And, like, places like Sweden that have smaller populations can do herd immunity. It would take a long fucking time for us to do herd immunity. It would take a long time, and hundreds of thousands of people would die. A ton of people would die. And he left a very We have some brains, and he respects us. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, our education system is fucked. The education is shit, and it's like that's one of the things that politicians have been pulling money out of for years. Why do you think teachers make $40,000 a year to break up a fight between two fucking stacked 16-year-olds who look like they've been shaving since they were 9? It's like, yeah, that guy barely has health care. It's insane. It's like that's also the other reason that colleges and the government have just been going back and forth like, hey, you were able to raise the amount that the tuition costed, and then the banks actually gave us loans for that, and then you paid us a bunch of that money back and fucked the students over. We should keep doing this. And now school costs $100,000 a year. And it's like,
this is why I don't get into politics.
yeah. But to get back to what we were talking about before this, there is not enough research done when people want to start businesses.
Yeah.
People actually, family, both my family and your family, will pitch me businesses all the time because people know that I'll just be like, no, that idea is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would you do that? Hey, have you ever heard of Live Nation? I think they have a pretty good hold on most of the live shit right now. You should probably chill. They're pretty heavy, bro. They got a pretty stacked lawyer team. But if you were to go about it a different way, then it's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, open a business. How much money do you need to put into this in order for it to go? And are you okay with starting a business and working another job because you have to pay for it? It's like that's one of the reasons why I want to get my education first, because when I do start the business, I want to put the amount of work into the business that it deserves. Just like school and learning, you shouldn't have 4 jobs while you're in school. You're probably not going to do that well. I mean, I survived, luckily, but like I'm a savage. Don't follow me. You can't trust me. You can't go the amount of meals that I went and like function function properly as a human. But you know what I feel like all of this comes back to? How hard are you willing to work? Like, you're willing to be in the background, but like you're willing to work in the background. Like, that's the thing. Some people don't work when no one is looking. And when no one is looking, I'm fucking at it. I'm always at it. So, always value your ideas. I feel like that's a good nugget that came out of this.
Yeah.
What about you? You got any nuggets that you were thinking about?
No.
Yeah, I think that was good. I think taking a live call in the middle of the podcast was amazing. Wow, you are really committing. How come? Oh, I don't know. You're asking me to. He's asking, why is it okay in the Constitution to have a gun? That is one thing I think is wrong. But he doesn't. But don't take his word for it. He's from Sweden and he's high class. You motherfuckers are high class. You guys have no clue how good you've had it. You guys don't have to walk into a place and be like, does he have a gun? He probably has a gun. I'm going to walk over here. I think it is right to have a gun only for the reason that the reason they say we can have guns is because at any point, the people can rise up and overthrow the government. That's in the Constitution. That is the main reason why you can have arms, so that you can have militias, so that if the government fucks up, we can kill those niggas and appoint a new monkey king. And I think that's great. Only because they don't give a fuck about us. Why should I give a fuck about them? Hey, look, I know Karen. Karen's cool. Look, Karen, take this pistol. If anybody fucks with you, kill that nigga, okay? Otherwise, stay here. We'll be back when the fight's over. And it's like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anyone should have a right to carry any kind of gun with them.
I think actually in some cases that is the only thing that keeps the government here honest, because they know that some crazy person will come shoot them if they fuck up. That for real. They killed JFK, bro. They'll kill anybody. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if you're president. You'll fucking die.
No, I don't think it's right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he said he wants to have a gun to protect himself, but you can't, and he doesn't like it. And that's really, I wasn't pro-gun until I was like, probably last year. I wasn't pro-gun until last year.
I mean, but if you're not okay, if you don't give gun access to the people who are gonna misuse them, then
you think what? The government at one point was moving cocaine through Arkansas. There's no rules. They act like there's rules. This was a country made by fucking cowboys, and it will forever be made by cowboys. And if you think that's going to change, tell that to all those people who were in their cars beeping their fucking horns in Milwaukee because they have a third grade education, and they think that they should go outside because it's against their First Amendment. What the fuck? What are you going to say to those people? I'd like to shoot those people. But I can't tell them that, and that's assault. So, you know.
I would like to live in a different country where
I think people are monkeys, and when monkeys know you have a shiny thing, they will jack you for it. So when I get shiny things, I need to know that no one is going to blow my brains out from the back. And that's just real life. It doesn't matter if we're in the US. If we're in Spain, I'm thinking the same way. If we're in Sweden, I'm thinking the same way. You know, there could be A$AP Rocky was harassed by those two kids for blocks and blocks, and then he snapped on them and beat them up and forgot he was in a Nordic country where there isn't any violence. Like, he's not in this violent country anymore. So it's like he just got annoyed, and like over here, that's okay. Over here, if those dudes called the cops would be like, we're arresting you for stalking. Goodbye. Like, that's what they would do. And it's like, you know, hopefully that's what they would do. I mean,
hopefully.
But A$AP Rocky, again, is a rich, young, black man who does not care about rules. And it doesn't go over well with some people. And I'm one of those people, and I just need to be aware of that. Like, that's just my everyday. Every day, I think somebody could look at me sideways or think I'm stealing my car or think I'm breaking into my building or think that I'm not supposed to be smoking pot on my back porch and and call the cops. And then the cops come and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, if they imagine the cops, someone over reports it and says that they see, like, you know, some criminal doing something they're not supposed to do. Which has happened to me multiple times, where I've just been walking and dude is like, get him. And the police are like, ah. And then I'm like, hey, what the fuck? I'm trying to get on the subway. And then the police are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm trying to get on the subway. Can I go home? And he's like, he said you were trying. I was like, I don't give a fuck what he said. I was just walking, homie. And it's like stuff like that where all of a sudden there are people aggressively touching me and there's nothing I could do about it. And it's like, sometimes that's not going to happen by the police. Sometimes it's going to be somebody, and I don't know if it's you or me, you know. And, you know, there's been a couple situations where I'm like, I feel like this is kind of you or me. And that's, you know, but I know that would be my last option. Some people that isn't their last option. You know, some people that's a way quicker option. And that's the thing. It's like I don't want a gun because I want to use a gun. I want a gun because other people want to use guns. You know, don't bring fists to a gunfight. I hear it doesn't go well. No one.
Noah.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. You can't catch a speeding bullet, my friend. I'm sorry. You just can't. You know. Yeah. He can fight. There was a guy that got assaulted by a female. And he needed to use his fists. But if he was allowed to use a gun, he would have used a gun. I mean, look, man, if it's the only way I'm using a gun is if it's you or me. And the only way I'm using a gun is if you step into my house, look, just know I'm going to get a real good safe. You're not going to have the combination. Okay,
What?
you get... I'll think about it. But
Excuse me?
okay, you can have the combination.
Thank you.
And just know, if you walk in, I'm strapped. Why do you think I like going to the gun range? You think it's fun? I'm practicing. I'm waiting for motherfuckers to walk in on me. I'm going to hide shit around my house like it's fucking Green Hornet. And I'm just going to hit a button. There's going to be 2 guns that say peace and maker on the other side. Blah, 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 fucking get out of my house, bitch. You know, that's what it is. Like, that's really what it is. I don't want to hurt people, but if you want to go there, we can for sure go there. As my man is saying, you know, if you want to go there, we can go there.
I'm all about no violence, so
No violence is cool until there's violence. And then you got to decide what the fuck you're going to do.
hey.
Let me tell you, if
I think this is where I become privileged over you.
yes, because you've never had to be in that situation.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I know what it's like when I'm in a situation where I'm like, it is you or me. He said in Sweden it's not like that. If you shoot him, you go to jail. No. We get to defend our shit. You definitely the cops definitely take you in and they're like, hey, you murdered a person. Oh, okay. If it's in their house, it's fine. Okay, yeah. But it is that way of like, if you feel like it's you or me, you have to prove that it was really you or me. Why did you kill that person? Like, they just don't let you fucking kill people. Like, it's you can kill someone out of self-defense, but just so you know, they're dead. Okay? They're dead. Ask Alexander Hamilton about that, because he will forever win. And Burr will forever be the guy who shot him. And you know who will never be around to say that? It wasn't until hundreds of years later where people were like, Hamilton got him. He got him. Wow. He really, yeah, this is still going. Nah, it's fine. Your cast iron. I have to hear about that. I know Alexander Hamilton was murdered. He won the war, though. He won the war. The whole war was, I'm the hero. I'm the good guy. Look at me. I'm going to get in this duel, and I'm not even going to shoot him. I'm going to be the peacemaker. And you know what? That's great for Alexander Hamilton, but last time I checked, you didn't write a constitution. So you're going to need to stay alive. Okay? Unless you write a fucking constitution and make a new country, okay? You're going to need to stay alive. So if you could stay alive for me and just shoot that motherfucker in the face, that would be fantastic. Yes, I do.
What?
Burr. The guy's name was Burr. He said, who shot Alexander Hamilton? His name was Burr. He was another politician. But they had a whole feud.
So wait,
and, you know.
what were the questions that you wanted to touch on?
Oh, the questions that I wanted to touch on.
This is going for very long, honestly.
I
don't
know,
even
this is
know.
Going.
How long has it been?
This has been 2 hours.
2 hours. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But this is a podcast. I only got as far. You told me to say what I want out of the near future.
Okay, so that's as far as we got.
That's as far as we got.
Okay, what other? Let me see.
No, there's only two. One we already did, which is catch up, which we didn't really do. We'll do that next time. That deserves its own podcast of just like telling people what's up with us and what's the next things that are coming. But we need to do some legwork for that. Write some stuff. Talk about what our plans are, what content we're gonna be releasing, how we're gonna go about these dropping things, whether we're gonna do live stuff. You never
Yeah.
know, people. We're keeping you honest.
I think it's a good time to.
No, it is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I didn't know we had a guest from Sweden. That's
Yeah, that's
fucking
really
sick, man.
cool.
I hope you come back. Um, yeah. TJ, thanks for coming back at the end there, bud. Thanks for being there in the beginning. Ash, go ahead, plug whatever you want.
Just Depression Grove on YouTube, WordPress, Instagram.
Thank you, TJ. Yes, I have heard about Lin Manuel Miranda. He's a very I'm very deep. You don't know the background of me, but I know quite a bit about that stuff. Yeah, I can get into it more next time because we were going to talk about what we are doing, the music I'm doing, Ash's Depression Grove, the company we're trying to start, and see you later, man. Um, yeah, it's Curtis Flow on YouTube, um, Curtis Flow on Twitch. You can search my name, Curtis Sullivan Jr., Citrus Flow on Instagram. And my website is cjrmedias.com. I'm going to start updating that soon now that we have content out. But yeah, come back for more live Fridays, guys. Next time will probably be another live Friday. And that will include some music, a podcast, Live Wonderfully Wrong, which is the podcast. Curtis Flow on SoundCloud. Yeah, this will all be linked in the YouTube video below. But thank you so much for watching, and have a good night, guys.